Let me ask you something. How many times have you texted her first, called her first, done something nice, only to get silence, or worse, a lukewarm response that left your stomach sinking? I'm not here to sugarcoat it. Most men are living in a lie about what women actually feel, what attraction really is, and why their best efforts, everything they do sometimes, doesn't work. Today, I'm going to break it down raw, with zero fluff. I'm going to teach you 3 psychological lines that instantly deepen her feelings for you, but only if you understand the real power behind them. Because here's the brutal truth. It's not about what you do for her. It's about who you are and how you make her feel. And most men, they're doing it all wrong. So sit tight, because this is going to challenge everything you've been told about women, attraction, and relationships. Let's get something clear right now. Society lies to you. It tells you that you need to buy her gifts to keep her interested. You need to text her first, all the time, to show you care. You need to constantly prove your worth with grand gestures. Sound familiar? Most men are trapped in this chasing trap. They're chasing validation, chasing attention, chasing affection. Like a dog chasing a car it can never catch. And here's the kicker. The more you chase, the more you lose. I've seen it 1,000 times. A guy spends months, maybe years, trying to impress her. He bends over backwards, sacrifices his own time, energy, and dignity, only to realize that none of it made a difference. She's still distant, still cold, still not fully invested. And that, my friend, is where most men hit their breaking point. They feel hopeless. They start blaming themselves. They start thinking, maybe I'm not enough. But here's the reality check. It's not that you're not enough, it's that you're approaching this all wrong. Let me be blunt. Attraction is not about gifts, texts, or constant attention. It's about psychology, biology, and emotional resonance. Women are wired to respond to certain cues: confidence, scarcity, emotional safety, and the right kind of challenge. If you flood her with your attention, you destroy scarcity. You destroy tension. You destroy desire. Here's a simple metaphor. Imagine a stamp. When it's new, sticky, valuable, people fight to use it. But if you stick it everywhere, constantly pressing it onto everything, it loses value. It becomes invisible. That's what most men do with themselves. They lose their stickiness. And here's another brutal truth. Women don't care what you do for them, at least not in the way most men think. They don't fall in love with actions. They fall in love with feelings. They fall in love with the way you make them feel alive, seen, and desired. This is where the 3 psychological lines come in. They're not magic. They're not manipulative tricks. They're tools to activate deep emotional responses. The kind that make her think about you when she's alone. The kind that make her want to open up, lean in, and stay close. Before we get into the lines, we need to understand why they work. When a man is emotionally rare, she notices. Most men are available, predictable, and reactive. Scarcity isn't about ignoring her, it's about being self-possessed, unshakable, and hard to fully predict. Women are subconsciously drawn to this because it mirrors the way their brain has evolved to value resources and protection. Our brains latch onto emotional experiences, not logical ones. When you make her feel a deep positive emotion connected to you, she starts associating that feeling with your presence, your voice, your energy. That's powerful. Women crave to feel understood, not through words of affirmation like, "You're amazing," but through statements that show you see them, understand them, and reflect something deeper about them back. When done right, this creates a psychological bond that's hard to break. Ever notice how tension makes pleasure sweeter? How challenges make victory feel better? That's human nature. Women subconsciously appreciate men who are stable, confident, and occasionally elusive. It creates a contrast to the world that is boring, needy, or predictable. Let me tell you a story. There was a guy I knew, let's call him Alex. Alex was nice, too nice. He texted first every time, over-apologized, and constantly sought approval. No matter what he did, She seemed distant. He was like a dog, chasing its tail. Every step forward felt like 2 steps back. One day, Alex stopped trying to impress. He stopped texting obsessively. He stopped seeking validation. Instead, he started living his life on his terms. He learned to mirror emotions subtly, to create tension, and to use words that made her feel something she hadn't felt before. Within weeks, she was calling him, checking in, even asking him out. Why? Because he became emotionally magnetic. He became a man who wasn't desperate for love, he was desirable because he was whole, confident, and intriguing. Think of it like tape losing its stickiness. If you press it onto everything, it sticks nowhere. But if you hold it carefully, use it at the right moments, it holds forever. I know what you're feeling right now. You felt ignored, undervalued, maybe even replaced. You've wondered why she doesn't see your worth, why no matter how hard you try, it never seems enough. Here's the truth. Your frustration is valid. Your pain is real. Most men are swimming in a sea of lies about attraction and relationships, and it's exhausting. But here's the empowering part. You can change this. You can become the man she can't stop thinking about. You can become the man who inspires desire, respect, and emotional closeness. Not by begging, not by chasing, but by understanding her psychology and mastering your own emotions. So, let's get into it. These are the 3 psychological lines that instantly deepen her feelings, but I'm going to explain how and why to use them. Misused, they do nothing. Used correctly, they ignite emotional attachment. The first line is, I like how you see the world. Sounds simple, right? But here's the psychology behind it. You're validating her perspective without overpraising her. You're acknowledging her mind, her thought process, her uniqueness. Most men only compliment looks or superficial traits. This line communicates that you notice her thinking, you appreciate her individuality, and you subtly position yourself as someone who can truly understand her. Imagine she's talking about a story, a struggle, or even a dream. You drop this line casually. I like how you see the world. Boom, she feels heard, valued, and subtly attracted to your emotional intelligence. The second line is, I trust you more than anyone. Here's the kicker. Trust is the foundation of emotional intimacy. But most men try to build it too faster, too superficially. By stating this line at the right moment, you're signaling that you see her as reliable and capable, that you're confident enough to place value in her judgment, and that you create emotional tension because trust is rare and powerful. It's like giving her a secret. I believe in you more than anyone else could. It immediately elevates her perception of you as emotionally secure and discerning. The third line is, I can be myself around you. This is subtle, but devastatingly effective. It communicates vulnerability without neediness. Most men are afraid to show emotion, they think it's weakness. But the right vulnerability creates connection, tension, and dependency. You're saying that being with her brings out authenticity in you, that she's unique enough to make you drop your mask, and that she has subtle power to influence your emotional state without manipulation. When used naturally, this line makes her feel exclusive, important, and emotionally central to your life. Now, let me make this painfully clear. These lines are not scripts to memorize, they're principles to live. You can't fake emotional depths, she will see right through it. You must develop confidence, self-respect, and emotional intelligence to use them effectively. Most men won't do this. Most men will keep chasing, texting, and begging for approval. They'll stay invisible while women are drawn to men who understand these truths. But not you, not today. You're learning the difference. You're stepping into the mindset that makes women feel emotionally tethered to you, that makes them see you as rare, confident, and desirable. So here's your takeaway. Stop doing things to get her attention. Start being the man who naturally commands it. Use the 3 psychological lines. I like how you see the world. I trust you more than anyone. And I can be myself around you as tools, not tricks. Build your emotional intelligence, confidence, and presence. That's what makes these lines lethal. Hope, guilt, shame, desire, confidence, fear. These are all part of the emotional battlefield of attraction. Most men lose before the fight even begins. But you're awake now. You're not just playing a game, you're mastering it. This isn't just advice. It's survival. It's the difference between being invisible and being unforgettable. If you take this seriously, if you apply it with discipline, if you commit to understanding yourself and women, everything changes. She won't just like you, she'll feel you, miss you, and respect you in a way most men never will. So start today. Speak with intent. Move with purpose. Live with magnetic confidence. And if this hits you like a wake-up call, like this video, share it and subscribe. Because most men will keep failing, but not you, not after today.